Showing us the top side of the pits once again as he passes by, and then pushing into a very uncomfortable outside turn, followed by some snap rolls. And there they go, with negative G, extremely uncomfortable for the pilot. Back down on the 45-degree line, in towards us, back onto the display line. Bridge pulling vertical, into hesitation, 4-point roll, and a double hammerhead stall manoeuvre. Rich calls shoulder rolls on his way up there towards the left-hand end of the display line. Snap rolls on the top there. Engine power output, and this one has turbo shaft as opposed to radial piston power for its Bristol Siddeley or later Rolls-Royce Gnome turbo shaft engine of about 1,050 shaft horsepower, which gives the Whirlwind a cruising speed in the region of 104-105 miles an hour. Another former Sikorsky product is the S61, into service from 1978, the very last RAF Whirlwinds on CR2 model, served with number 22 Squadron at St Morgan in Cornwall. It was modified a few years later to Mark 10 standard. As we see it from the front. Westland Sioux and Westland Scout, but in contrast, on the roll now from the Belgian Air component, the General Dynamics F-16A NLU White Falcon. High-speed pass coming through now, Mach 0.95, 620 knots. Resuming the slow speed pass down towards the right hand end of the display line. became known as Mig Alley. The Fleet Air Museum, that's another license-built Polish example, because it was on the 8th of August 1952 that the only air-to-air kill of the Korean War by a British. They could, but there was seen a need to Inglewood, California in late 1944. By that time, the P-51 had well and truly established itself as one of the most effective bomber escort fighters of World War II. It's out like a pendulum in line astern. But simply, in most of our shapes, the odd-numbered pilots fly on the left, the even-numbered pilots fly on the right. But in this shape, it's the other way round. Reds 2 and 4 are now on the left, Reds 3 and 5 are on the right. But they want to switch back to their normal side, so they're going to do it like this in the slalom. Now in their normal positions, Reds 2 and 4 on the right, Reds 3 and 5 on the left. In battle, battles around 20 feet apart between nose and wingtip. So around 7 meters, they put their red smoke on in a 3G left-hand turn. Red 1 calls tightening, just squeezing the G a little bit more to make the ground line, the 230-meter display line in battle. Now switching back to white smoke, that's Enid finishing the slalom. Now look at your... Jimbo roll go for the Hurricane. At different stages, around 25 degrees nose up, then inputting a left-hand roll to draw 2 rolls in the sky, a red, white and blue snake-like shape, which we call the Python. Now, Two, three, 4 and 5 switch to white smoke. Red 1 starting to use red smoke in this second roll. On the far right of that shape is Red 4. He's Flight Lieutenant Matt Masters. He's a second-year pilot. Roll around 6 and 7. They then roll. This is the Jippo break. Switching from red to blue smoke and vice versa around the back of this manoeuvre. Together for the Synchro Pair!
nothing, says red one. He puts his red smoke on, pitches up now to draw the mathematical symbol for infinity around the rest of the formation. This is the infinity break. You've been watching the Royal Air Force Aerobatic team, the Red Arrows! So the other 8 aircraft can get visual with him. They're going to enter a left-hand turn. From 400 miles an hour, go to idle on the engine, so 0 thrust.
The aircraft developed a fearsome reputation in Afghanistan, and it has been and will continue to be deployed in the maritime role, flying from Royal Navy ships at sea. The Apache Force is also currently committed to supporting the Air Assault Task Force, UK Special Forces, and with the aircraft's flexibility and firepower, it is a critical manoeuvre element in the engines mounted either side of the fuselage. Each engine provides over 2,300 shaft horsepower, meaning together they produce more power than 4 Formula 1 racing cars. The Apache is capable of flying on just a single engine should it sustain any battle damage. As the crew reset for the signature finale of the Apache display, for such a big helicopter. It's actually a medium utility helicopter, 15 tons, not quite on the same scale as the Chinook of the Royal Air Force and some of the larger helicopters you may see around in the United States and the Russian militaries. However, still a big 15-ton helicopter. 5 main rotor blades with an all-up mass of 15 tons, 3 tons per rotor blade carrying, so that's an impressive feat of engineering to rescue a survivor. The winch operator is talking to the pilot, giving him instructions about how high to keep the winchman above the water. So he's saying up, down, left, right. Everyone give him a wave while he's going past. So, out doing the job that the Sea King used to do, and still does for the Mark 7.
Full-scale replica F-35 in the static park, and they've got a Merlin on display in Hangar 7 with various activities going on there. We see the cutting edge of the modern-day Czech Air Force rolling now the Saab JS-39C Gripen. Smartly into its display, the climbing turn. bringing new capabilities still to the Gripen force.
And so we share the airspace, and we cooperate also in artillery.
And
I remember of the squadron, and the display pilot is not his full-time business, but as you can see, you won't be disappointed.
certainly not. Thank you very much, David. See you later as the Gripen comes in to land over the threshold and I'm sure to come to quite a short stop.
Thank you for your attention and see you.
And the quick stop. Good luck.
Martin F-16AM, Fighting Falcon. A Danish F-16 in a flying display in the UK for the first time in 6 years. One of the problems of operating somewhere like Denmark is poor weather over the winter period, and it causes the Royal Danish Air Force to cancel almost a third of their planned F-16 missions to wing, and that base contributes 2 examples of the links from 723 Squadron to our static display here for the last time before those helicopters are replaced by the Sikorsky MH-60R Seahawk. But there, completing his sequence, Captain Troels Delhi, call sign Theo, with the Royal Danish Air Force F-16AM Fighting Falcon. Yes, just as the Royal Navy retired its last links earlier this year, other countries are now starting to do likewise after
Secrets of its sleeve, as we're about to see. Okay, number 1 aircraft in the lead, staying low. Number 2 at height, giving top cover with the M2M machine guns, grazing the area. Bearing in for the number 1, the low aircraft, and moving close. Front in the doorway of number 1 aircraft is Lieutenant Martin Pennant, master opening instructor, deploying troops onto the ground. Aircraft in the hover now, flown by Lieutenant Commander Martin van Dern, the senior pilot of 85 Naval Air Squadron, accompanied by Lieutenant Commander Alex Sims, senior warp officer on 825, keeping our Wildcat at sea on the ships of the fleet. And 815 also conducting maritime interdiction operations for UK security.
nicely as well. They've got rather more airspace to play with today than they did during their rehearsal yesterday when the Lynx HAS-4 maritime helicopters in the static park always hugely welcome participants at Yeovilton Air Days. You don't see this sort of support from them at any other British show, and that does indeed conclude a brilliant display from the two pilots of the two Rafale M's from Flottille 11F, call sign Kimono. After this, we go back to the Second World War for the Lancaster and Spitfire of the Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. Then it's the Czech Air Force with their second contribution of the day in the form of the Aerobatic, who closed the main flying display level at 5 past 4. Now for the Royal Air Force.
Imagine that for the loop. Like a pie. We'll go in the shade after this.
In the shade? You're not hanging around after.
There's no more. There's like no more jets.
new markings with, you might have noticed, different colours on either side. On one side, the markings of a number 460 Squadron Lancaster of the Royal Australian Air Force. One more pass from the Spitfire. On that side of the Lancaster, the nose art is quite interesting because it portrays a kangaroo playing bagpipes.
They will build up the speed and the altitude, and they will come from the left side for the initial flyby.
And David, before I leave the commentary to you for the rest of their display, we should say there will be pyrotechnic explosions during this display again, not to alarm anybody.
Actually, you're right. Don't be afraid. There is no live ammunition on board, so it's only the show. Now this is it. The aircraft is airborne, and they will build up the speed and altitude against formation of the Yalka. Has been split, and now the attack it's thick and a straight wing. Compared to other jets you have seen, the Alka is the slow mover, the maximum. Ladies and gentlemen, heads up for two-ship formation of Alka in a steep climb and split.
Be refilled, so it's very helpful to us to use that one. So if you haven't got water of your own, make your way there and get yourself watered, I would say, near Hangar 7, near the Commando helicopter display.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? The public service...